Welcome to the Risk Forever channel, guys. To the channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host Champion Ever. And in this series I will be sharing the best moves, strategies, tactics and players I find. So in this video I will show you a very smart strategy on how to make your opponent to betray his ally, or what to do when your opponents, instead of attacking each other, wants to turtle as much as possible. And that really makes the game to be prolonged. In this situation I will show you what to do as an Australian player when North American player and South American/African player turtle and barely guard their continents or don't even care to guard them at all. And if they don't have any specific plans what to do next rather than repeating the same moves over and over again, then it really leads the game to stalemate. Well, sometimes they will be smart and come up with a tactic to crush all the troops they get into you, so they could attack you without any of them taking the advantage over another one. But don't worry guys. Whether your opponents want to team up on you, or just turtle till the eternity, I found a good solution on what could you do. So the idea is to invade the African player into Africa and leave half of your troops there, leaving the another part in Australia. So in this situation this player won't be able to take your army down, as if he does so, then he breaks the balance of the game, making the North American player win. Fair note, only use this strategy when you know you're playing with decent people. If you play in public lobbies with randoms, then there's a high chance that the player who got invaded will just simply blitz your army, stupidly breaking the balance of the game or not even caring about it at all, being more emotional player. So if you play with strangers, then this strategy could be risky, but if you play with your friends who are decent Risk players, then it could be a very good strategy. As the South American/African player sooner or later will still have to invade the North American player into his poorly guarded or not even guarded continent at all. So these players won't be such good turtling buddies anymore and the game won't be such a stalemate. So as you can see in this situation, even though I was only supposed to invade orange leaving my army here, so he would be forced to invade blue in order for blue not to become too strong. At first I decided to attack the blue player as well, so the orange player wouldn't think that I'm specially picking on him potentially, while completely ignoring blue. No, it isn't my goal. My goal is to make that both of my opponents would start attacking each other as well, rather than turtling till the eternity, or even worse, deciding to team up on me, while getting the same number of troops and crushing them into me equally. So after attacking the blue player as well, to show that I don't want to pick on any of these two players specially, I stopped attacking them at all while leaving my armies at the same places. At first the orange player was very stubborn to not attack the blue player at any cost, but later on when the blue player invaded him into South America by himself, he invaded blue into North America too. So by using this strategy I prevented them from turtling till the eternity, at the same time making them attack each other into their continents too. And in another game I played, the similar situation has happened too. I wanted that we would have attacked each other as much as possible, having less and less troops each turn, so we finally could conclude the game. As why to let each other hold continents and turtle till the eternity, as we would be able to make the same exact turns anyways, just with having quite more troops, and at the end ending up in the same situation anyways, with us having to attack each other as much as possible or the game wouldn't be concluded. We were all three Grandmaster ranked players, so for any of us to do a very big mistake by suiciding or crushing way too many of other player troops, stupidly giving the other player the game, wouldn't have been very likable at all. But my opponents were still very desperate to turtle in their continents, prolonging the game. The blue didn't even guard against the orange player at all, while the orange player was barely guarding against blue either, so I had to come up with the same Australia armies split strategy again. The orange player didn't want to invade the blue player no matter what though, but what he decided to do, is to move back his North African army to Brazil. So then I came up with even greater plan. I captured all his territories outside South America, placing my army in North Africa, so he would finally invade blue into North America. He hadn't done so, and instead of that he combined his troops into one big army on my border. I still didn't move my army though, as I consider it's better to lose in this way by another player breaking the balance of the game, and for you wasting only 1 hour, rather than let players turtle till the eternity, so you would end up wasting maybe even 8 hours until one of the players finally has to go somewhere, letting a computer player to take over. And as you can see guys, my strategy worked out for another time once again. Players were starting to attack each other as well, and then finally, after playing for more than 1 hour after I did this strategy, we were able to conclude the game. And even though at the end I ended up as the weakest player and by not having a set at 4 cards I had to get the 3rd place, I do not much that care at all, because I saved this game from going to nowhere. Give this video a thumbs up if you find this strategy valuable, and let me know your experience with it in the comments section down below.